honor and privilege for me to welcome you on behalf of the organizing committee to this international virtual expert group discussion on the vital topic, remote sensing and its application in disaster management. Jointly organized by Department of Geography, Koiraberi College, and Department of Economics, Masbat College, in association with Department of Education, Masbat College, and the IQAC of both the colleges. Respected all, though it is an international webinar, but as a host country, we would like to start the program with our national anthem. So I request all the participants to mute your mic for a moment so that we can start our national anthem. I request all the participants to mute your mic. Once again, I request all the participants to mute your mic for a moment so that we can start the session with our national anthem. Please.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना ब्रह्म जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you all for your nice cooperation. So without further delay, I request Dr. Uttam Kolita, joint convener of this international webinar, to carry forward the next part of this agenda. Please, over to you, Kolita sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kolita. Good morning and good evening to all the participants and resource persons sitting in different parts of the world. This is the webinar that has been jointly organized by the Department of Geography, Koiraberi College, and the Department of Economics of Masbat College. The topic of this international webinar is remote sensing and its application in disaster management. So it is the vital issue, both the remote sensing, the application of remote sensing and disaster management. Disaster is causing a great loss to the society and environment. So considering the importance of this issue, we have selected this topic and invited honorable resource persons who are very much concerned regarding this topic. And he has been very much associated with the problems and the solutions regarding remote sensing matters. And so I'd like to request our Honorable Principal Dr. Deborbrot Sen to give a welcome address to all the participants and the resource persons from his end. So Dr. Deborbrot Sen, the microphone is over to you right now.
Respected Dr. Raporesh Patro sir, resource person of the program, Dr. Pradeep Sharma sir, principal Masbat College, respected coordinators of both the colleges, Mr. Uttam Kolita as well as Manas Kolita, and HOD of Masbat College, Mr. Jayanto Kolita, as well as all the participants, I welcome to such wonderful webinar with the latest and knowledgeful of today's life and world required in this program where all of us can be benefited from this webinar. We know that in this present crisis of COVID-19 has given us an opportunity to discuss various issues which are very related to our life, and this topic of today's will enable us to clarify many of our queries and also will be able to clarify any doubt that arises in our mind in today's program. This webinar gives us an opportunity to interact with the resource person, which will be very helpful in our life. And this knowledge which we acquire from this today's webinar will enable us to share with our students and with our society, which will help us in coming future to deal with the various type of disaster. So once again, without taking your much time, I welcome all of you on behalf of this organizing committee to this wonderful webinar, and feel free to interact in the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Sen sir, for your valuable welcome speech. Now, I would like to offer the microphone to John Kolita to proceed for the next agenda. Kolita.
Thank you, Dr. Kolita. Thank you, Principal Sir. As per agenda, it is now inaugural speech, but we are sorry that due to some technical issues, our inaugurator sir has yet not joined. So maybe he will joining soon, but we cannot wait. So I request our principal sir of Koreabari College, Dr. Deborboto Sen sir, to declare inaugurate the session also, please.
Thank you, Kolita. So, by giving me the opportunity to inaugurate the program, I express my heartiest thanks to you, and also hope this will be a wonderful webinar. Like the smiling faces I see in the face of our resource person, who will be very lovely and very friendly with us. And I declare the webinar inaugurated. So let's start the program as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Deborboto Sen sir, Principal Koreabari College, for your inaugural speech. Now I request Dr. Uttam Kolita to welcome and introduce our today's resource person, Apres Patra sir. Please, over to you.
Thank you, Kolita.
Kolita sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening and good morning to all, my dear participants from different parts of the world. The Principal Koreabari College, the inaugurator of this session, the Principal Majbat College, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma, the Head of the Department of Economics, Manoj Kolita, the coordinator of this webinar, Jayanta Kolita, coordinator, and me, also coordinator of this international webinar. So I am going to introduce Dr. Apres Patra, the resource person of today's webinar. So before going to welcome him, I would like to give a short history or short sketch of his life, in what way Dr. Patra has been associating. So basically he is from Orissa and did his graduation and post-graduation from Guwahati University, post-graduation in geography during 1999 with specialization in cartography. Thereafter, he has joined in his MPhil course in Northeast Hills University, Shillong in 2001. And then 2004, he had completed his PhD degree from the same university in the topic remote sensing and GIS. Thereafter, he has been associating in different capacities and different portfolios in the different departments relating to remote sensing and GIS. In his capacities, he has delivered in different international seminars his research papers. Till now, he has been delivering research papers in international seminars in the countries like USA, China, England, France, Norway, Bangladesh, Thailand, altogether 14 countries he has been visited and presented his research papers. So right now he has been associating with the Association of Geospatial Industries, and now he has been working as the senior manager of advocacy. So once he was my friend in the Department of Geography, Guwahati University. Dr. Patra and me were the friends in the same department for 3 years. And the moment I talked with him to take the responsibility of this webinar as a resource person, he has me consent. And so accordingly, I talked with Jayanto Kolita and our principal. So thanks to Dr. Kolita and Dr. Sen also for giving consent to organize this wonderful webinar in a recent theme, that is remote sensing and application in the disaster management. So I would like to welcome Dr. Pat to deliver your speech and to enlighten the participants who are sitting in different parts of the world. Thanks, Dr. Patro. The microphone is over to you.
Good evening, everybody. My special thanks to Dr. Kolita, Uttam Kolita, then his other colleagues associated in the different organization, particularly different college, namely Dr. Devakta Sen, Dr. Jayanto Kolita, Dr. Pradeep Sharma, and other friends and faculties who are working in the discipline geography and other subjects. I am happy to see the people, the many of the professors or research scholars or students, not only the country, across the country, across the globe, people are joining here to participate. The many of them are not from geography department, means who are not dealing with the geospatial science. They are also participated in this particular webinar. It is really means commendable work done by Dr. Kolita. Because many people, many of them, everybody knows the GIS, but there are many people, they don't know the GIS, but they are participated, they like to know how GIS can help our day-to-day life problems associated by the natural disaster management. So I will not take much of these things. So I am directly going to my presentations. The topic we have selected here, remote sensing and its applications in disaster management. Though the topic name itself remote sensing, but we are covering here geospatial technology, because the disaster management is not related to only the remote sensing. We are talking about the entire geospatial technology, which include the geospatial geographical information systems, remote sensing, GIS, then photogrammetry and GPS technology. So coming to the disaster management point. So we are in India is vulnerable to the natural and immense disasters. It is not only the one part of the country, it is the entire country having the some part somewhere related, because you are in the people, most of them from the northeast, they having the different kind of problems, and I belong to southern part of West Bengal and close to the Odisha. So this part have different kind of disaster management. Disaster management problems we are facing day to day. Basically, I belong to the coastal area, so I face regularly cyclone. Wherever the northeast India, they having the different kind of disaster management. Where is the flood, then seismic zone also, it is falling under seismic zone, so there is some kind, and landslide also, because there are a lot of problems associated with the northeast India. Because I spent around 5 to 7 years in the northeastern parts of India, either in Assam or in Shillong. So I have the very closely working with the peoples, understood their problems. Then I closely work with the Bodoland area wherever I during my doctoral work. I working during the border region, particularly the Bhutan border, where the lot of rivers are not following the path. Every year they are changing their course. I can say one name of Pagladia. Maybe it is moving one place to another. That's why people have to give the Pagal like a mad. It is moving one place to another. I don't know exactly name, but in Pagladia is another rivers. I remember those days when I was associated with that particular regions. Even whenever I visit frequently to the northeast, I feel and I see how the people are facing day-to-day life in connection of disaster. So disaster management, and because I'm not in the academic person. I basically, my role is, whoever the academia, they are doing a lot of research on disaster management. Somebody is working in the flood, somebody working in the that kind of cyclone, somebody is maybe working for landslide. All these things are related to this particular regions they are working. They are working in the sense how it occurs, historical evidence. Then there are a lot of resource, there are a lot of literature available that particular area. Then based on that things, they are adding some kind of things. There are some people are adding some kind of statistics. And you are aware because all you are basically, I believe, because you are the faculty, you are somehow related to teaching the students who are dealing with this particular subject. So you know all these things. But my role is last 15 or 17 years, I am just guiding how GIS, Geographical Information System, remote sensing and global positioning system help not only the disaster management, it is the different other areas where I am guiding them. And particularly last 15 to 17 years, I am working for particularly defense and paramilitary, where the few days back, maybe the months back, everybody are very much aware in the whenever you tune on your television, you see the China has occupied something that is forceful, one kind of calamities. It is not man-made, not natural. It is done by the human beings. Across the border, people are coming. So every people are very much enthusiastic. How means what is happening before engagement, after engagement, how these people are changing their homes, what is the activities they going on, and everybody aware, very much aware of this, how things are moving on these particular regions, particularly Pangong Lake area. Everybody knows that one. Then I'm coming to that particular things, just giving you a small glimpse. This is the one kind of disaster that is man-made. But basically that man-made is not everywhere. That is in the small piece of pieces of means wherever there political gain or something, people used to do this kind of things. But in natural disaster management, it is totally different. It is a particular season, a particular time. Without knowing your knowledge, it will come. Some things regarding some let's say I'm giving example in cyclone, so you can get little bit knowledge because of today's date, all satellites are giving the real picture on at least real time kind of things. So people are getting information. So they are preparing for that because whenever some kind of calamities will occur in particular place, you cannot stop them. But you can, what you can do, you can prevent them. Prevent them in sense how much you are taking caution at particular problems. So it should not disturb the entire community in populations who are staying that particular regions. They cannot directly affect due to the disaster. So now coming to the point, there are I've means categorized because you all are our professors and researchers, you know all these things. So I just few things I categorized. There is a natural disasters. It is totally controlled by the nature, like earthquake, flood, hurricane, tornado, volcanoes, eruption. Volcanic eruption is not even means frequently or occurrence happening in India, but eastern zones, it is particularly Southeast Asia, it is much more prominent compared to our country, wherever our country we do not have that kind of problems, particularly volcanic eruptions. Then environmental disasters also there is a lot of natural hazards kind of thing, oil spill, forest fires. So because whenever you tune on a TV, you will see the Amazon forest, they're burning something due to the forest fire, all these things. This comes Scandinavian area, there is oil spill, but that kind of problems is not available to our country. But wherever you go to Australia, you will find this kind of forest fire. A few months back, Australia is facing great problems due to the forest fire. Pandemic disaster, this is we are in the process. Then complex disaster, there is another kind of disaster, strategic, because that is a complex disaster. So we have divided into kind of disasters. So everybody knows I am not nothing to means new to all. Just I am categorized these four. So again, I have divided in the different way. Something is the human caused. Means anthropogenic means we are talking that something is natural and another is the human interference. Means some disaster done means either it willingly or unwillingly by the anthropogenic, means basically human populations. They have done this kind of problems. In nature, wherever the natural disaster management you cannot control, it will come at their own. I mean, whenever earthquake comes, nobody knows. Only we can feel, then we can run out from our residence wherever we stay or something. So like this we categorize. Then I'm giving some kind of just tabular forms. What is the natural disaster means earthquake, tsunami, volcano, and so forth. That is given in the table. Some human inference, like flood, dust storm, drought, all these things. This can be done through the human activities, anthropogenic. Then another is a mixed kind of things, either human or interference, then nature, that is landslides, erosions, because many times human being, they are doing their own interest and it will be a mix of the nature and human. So this kind of I have divided into the 5 categories. Some are natural influence or human influence. So this is categories are there, everybody knows. So I'm nothing is
Patro,
to explain much.
hello, Patro.
Yes.
One sound to Borhariba.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay, you have to increase.
Just a moment. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, no?
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
Or shall I increase a little bit more? Hello?
Patro.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you increase or it is okay?
Okay, you can increase a little bit more.
Okay, just a moment. Okay.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay. So given the global phenomena, how it is built, because it is not the up-to-date maps, because I have taken from the open source in the internet only, because I am not doing research or directly day-to-day basis work on disaster management. So this data is little bit old, maybe 5 years old. It is not up to date, but it is the true picture from I have taken from the open source data available. Then disaster management, there is a cycle kind of things, because whenever disasters, any kind of disasters, either it's a cyclone, either it's a flood or something. So there is a 4 stage, we know the preparedness, then mitigations, response, and disaster recovery. Preparedness means, let's see, if you know that cyclone is coming. So because I am from the coastal regions, I know the cyclone is coming. Because satellite picture is giving some kind of indications. So there is a department, they are giving this, they already forecasting TV, social media, or everywhere in the televisions, everywhere, okay, cyclone is coming. It is 500 kilometers from this coastal area. So whenever it is coming, it will come. So you know the exact time, because in the today's date, we know the satellite, lot of satellites are there. Basically, these satellites are capturing the weather forecastings. Once weather forecasting, they are collecting the information, all the temperature and precipitations, then wind velocity, all these things they are collecting, and day-to-day basis, the global phenomena. But global phenomena is there. Every organization, every country having their own kind of satellite. They are capturing all these things. In India also, we having their own satellite. We are also doing that kind of. Once it is coming, so based on the whoever the people have the experience. Let's say example like them giving landslide. It is natural phenomena. Everybody's experience in the Northeast. But I am staying in the plain area. I do not have that kind of experience, because we are not never feel that kind of particular that incidents in our area, because it never occurred. But whenever cyclone is coming, I think Assam is much more safer. When particular Northeast India much more safer, apart from the slight incidents, 1 or 2 or rare incidents. Otherwise, they are free from this all kind of. But wherever the coastal people are staying in the local coastal area, they are every year at least 2 times, 3 times, sometimes 4 times. They are facing this problem, the cyclones. So once it is coming, so before coming, they know the what kind of devastation it takes place based on their velocity of the wind velocity, and how means what is the means thermodynamic changes taking place over the period of time, because when what is coming from the water bodies and coming to the land masses, so it is changes, lot of changes taking place depend upon the wind velocity. So once it is coming, so we can prepare myself. Prepare myself means the most of the people who are staying in that particular area, they can move that particular area to the safest area where this particular cyclone they may not affect, or if it affect also, they cannot directly affect from the water, whatever is coming from the seashore. So that kind of incident was not like there before. Before nobody knows, okay, cyclone is coming. Nobody knows. Everybody is working. This fishermen going to the area. They are doing all kind of things. So nobody knows. But today's date, each and every kind of information we are getting through satellite imageries. Then we know how the speed is going on, how at the movement. So if you know that the core means I cyclone's I means core is moving from one place to another, then we can calculate from the GIS particularly. So we can calculate the in particular time stamp, because it can morning 7 to 8 1 hour time span, it can across then cross this 200 kilometers. Then we can calculate this how it means in the 1 hour it can cross the 200 kilometers. Then we can calculate the velocity. So based on the velocity, then we can give the information to our citizens through varieties of sources, mediums like televisions, other kind of information. The local area, they are giving the microphone. They used to go each and every village and then respond like this. So that kind of preparedness before reaching what to do. So nobody knows earlier. Today's date, everybody knows. So that kind of preparedness is the requirement. Then mitigation, after that mitigation, then response, what kind of response will take. Then once disaster is accomplished, means thunder, means cyclone happened, occurred in reach particular place, then it is automatically destroyed everything. Then it will move it to some other place. Then after destructions, what is the recovery? What kind of recovery we can do from there? So that's why we are divided into 4. So everybody knows all these things. I'm not going to tell much, but only things is how GIS can work together. That is, I'm coming to that point. So this is the just disaster management cycles, the preparedness, then mitigations, then response, then recovery. Same thing here. I have given little details whenever the disaster comes, and then what is the recovery relief kind of things. Then preparedness, what is the when we are talking about the disaster preparedness, what things you have to do. Then whenever the reconstructions, then what is the things you have to do. These things are well defined by the Natural Disaster Management Authority of India. NDMA already decided. Whoever working for that particular things, everybody knows what to do, what not to do, how to disseminate this information to the citizens over telephones, over SMS, through mobiles or televisions, or local people through microphones. All these things, they have to give this awareness kind of programs. And this is the structural programs. I am not talking about much, but this structural program is 3 things are there: imaging, that is called remote sensing, GIS, the another kind of things, geospatial technology, and photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is nothing but whenever you are taking the photo, having the 3-dimension kind of things. Whenever you take any kind of photo, it will give the 2 dimensions, length and width, but height is not there. But any kind of photographs having the height value is there, it is called photogrammetry. How to do it and what is photogrammetry, that is the techniques we'll talk later. Now coming the disaster management special technology, that because you see, whenever you are talking about the disaster management, you have to have a lot kind of information. I'm coming to that point earlier, because when I was the student, so I have done cartography. Somebody, my friend, colleague friend, Dr. Kulita has done physical geography, means particularly geomorphology. So we are totally divided. Okay, oh, you are doing geomorphology means you are different discipline. You are doing cartography means different discipline. Somebody is doing the social is the different discipline. Earlier that kind of thought was there. But over the period of time, I came to know all the discipline, if you will work together, then you will get the knowledge, then you can work together and you can disseminate things and you can prevent them together. Because if I am only, because one person, I am expert in GIS, okay, somebody is expert in the disaster management, but he doesn't know what is the local condition. Local condition means how many people are staying there, what is the amenities there, whether hospital bed is available or not, whether food is available or not, then what kind of crops are there. So that is different people are doing. Today's date, I am happy, at least the many departments, it is not geography having their different kind of specialization people are doing. But here people are from different branch, they are coming together to know what is disaster management, how it can help together. It is not only one person's, only geographer can do, only engineers can do, only GS people do. No, it is not like this. It is the people. Because anything, whenever you are work together, you have to know the populations. Because whatever you are doing today's date, for what? Whom you are working for? I am doing some sort of statistics, I am data collecting data, everything I am doing, I am going to the field, I am measuring all these things, surveying, all these things I am doing, but for whom? We are working for the society, we are working for the people. So we have to know the day-to-day life, how many people are staying there, what is the zone, either is a village, either is a block level, either is a district levels, then what kind of beliefs are there, how their day-to-day life work, whether there is a fisherman, there is a primary worker, means primary, basically the agricultural or secondary tertiary, what kind of work they are doing. So all kind of information you have to know. Then finally you have to know somebody is very much means fascinating about that. He knows only statistics. Oh, he knows all kind of the median mode, all these things, statistics he knows. But yes, I can understand one person, he knows the statistic, but for what? Ultimately, you have to come to the people. People means wherever the disaster management is taking place in the particular surroundings, you have to know all these things, that landscape, people, their belief, their day-to-day life, all these things you have to know. once you know this thing, then keeping that particular data in a soft copy, it is not in the, because I know what is there. If I'll say I know the Assam, let's say I'm talking about the Assam in the landslide area. Whenever the landslide taking place in particular district, let's say hilly regions, anything of the northeast, when landslide taking place, whoever is staying the downside, how many villagers occupying that area, if number of villages there, how many residents are there likely to. So all kind of information you have to have, because disaster is coming today or tomorrow or day after. Let's say its cyclone is coming day after or tomorrow or after 1 month or after 7 days. That is different story. But before going to taking any kind of measures, you have to have that kind of idea. How many people are there? Then what is the road accessibility? Road network is there or not? If it is road is there is a kacha road, is a pakka road. Because once disaster means something happened, then somebody has to go and rescue them. Not only rescue, you have to give some kind of food, other things, food grains. So all are associated to, you have to know that the road network, either it's a pakka or kacha, the total population, because I have to give the food. Then you have to know the how many people are staying. Let's say there is some sort of casualty. So I have to know the how many hospitals are there, because I have to take that particular people to the nearest hospital. The hospital, whether hospital is located in that particular area or it is the far from their thing. So that kind of information you have to keep in the database. So they keeping database. Somebody is keeping database in the Excel sheet. Somebody is keeping in the GIS. I'm talking. I'll tell the what is GIS later. But I'm just giving you some kind of example. Some people are there very good in the Excel. So they are keeping this tabular format. They're keeping, okay, this district, this block, this village, this is the population, male population, female population, this population working for this means agriculture, all database, in number of data is there. But another people are doing, they are very good in cartography. They are doing the mapping. This is the flood zone. This is the rivers. This is moving this. Let's say I'm talking about Pagladia. This year is moving eastern side. Then after 10 years, it is moving 5 kilometers away from this western side. So that kind of mapping are there from geographers. And some people are linguist people there, they know the dialect. Okay. Because earlier, because fortunately I work with the linguist people. Earlier I thought, okay, what is the linguist can do? Then I understand that linguist also, any subject, either history, linguist, or philosophy, psychology, statistics, all are related to this. But today's date, once you are getting any kind of knowledge, all subjects will be come together. How will come and what kind of role, that I'll tell later. So without their knowledge, if you are telling them, no, I am just a geographer, I can go, I can do all these things, it never happens. You have to take the assistance from all the faculties, all the departments, all the varieties of people who are working the different disciplines. You have to know them. So these kind of things, so I have divided into the geospatial technology. So database, why I'm talking about, you have to know the population, you have to know the household, then business, topography, geology, infrastructure, all these things you have to have. Events, what is the events? Let's say hurricane, winds, storm, earthquake, all these things, chemical release, that kind of things are events. The communication, the today's date, internet, landline or satellite, this is where communication means whenever is something happening, how do you disseminate these things? Let's say something happened in my own house. So I have to tell my friends. So I have to go through the communication. How will communicate? Either it's a mobile, landline, satellite, today's date mobile, or today's we are talking because you are sitting there in the northeast, some people are staying abroad. So where we are talking today, we are using this platform where everybody see each other, what are doing, they can talk each other. So that kind of platform you are using through internet. And ground truth, what is ground truth? There are many things sometimes we don't know because we are reading all these things. Somebody has to go and clarity what is, where exactly it is happening, what is the location. Then that ground truth you have to take, sometimes you have to go through, you have to take some kind of imageries, satellite imagery, photographs, or I have not mentioned here. Sometimes you have to go and go to the particular field and do the survey. I am not mentioning here. So that is also requirement. So now coming to India is just I'm talking about the zone. What is zones? Because you have it as per, because this map so reveals here the seismic zones. Based on the seismic zone, India is divided into like this. The red color is the vulnerable zones and this other color is comparatively less. So like this, I have made one zone. So disaster management, I'm talking about theory, the planning analysis. Planning analysis, why? Because if anything you are going to analyze something, so you have to need some kind of plan. Plan means you have to know the ground truth. Without knowing all these things, you cannot plan. You have to have historical evidence. Then after that, you have the data, whoever is collecting the data, either is a tabular form, either is a written form, whatever form, then you have to analyze. Okay, some density is high, some density is low. Some people are working in the agriculture, some people are working in the some other thing. So that kind of analysis is. Then situation awareness is, in today's the situation awareness means wherever you are going to the AOR, area of responsibility, means I cannot do the entire globe because I am a researcher or I am a sub district magistrate. So I am doing for my own state, own districts. So what is happening in that particular area? So that is, I have to know the situation awareness. I am not talking about the entire globe or not talking about entire Assam or Northeast. If suppose one DM is staying responsible for particular districts, he will see the what is happening in that particular districts and what is the data management. Data management, again, historical data. It is not that if I'll do something today's analysis, I have to know the historical data. Data may be collected by somebody else, maybe some census department or somebody, National Family Health Survey, they are doing kind of data analysis, data collections. There is another department, the government departments, they are NSSO. They are also sampling, they are doing kind of data. And then there is another agency, the ISRO. They are doing the satellite kind of images. So they are doing different kind of sub data means digital data they are collecting. Then sometimes I need something, I have to send somebody something. Let's say example, I am giving one forest fire is happened in particular districts in Assam. I'm sitting in Delhi, so I cannot do, so I have to send somebody to field operations. Somebody go physically verified. Yes, they're giving some sort of events, or a photography or something, locations, informations, all these things you have to collect from the ground. So that kind of you have divided because it is everywhere is there, you know all these things. Again, I am not starting the GIS and remote sensing. So now coming to the role of geospatial technology. Geospatial technology, what they used to do, they store the data store. If you have the data, then you can do anything. If you do not have data, you cannot do. Why I am telling the data? Data may be some people may think it is the garbage, but it may be garbage. But the data has to clean. Clean means the sense somebody collected data not for my requirements. They collected is just their requirement. So that data has to change in such a way it is useful for me. Let's say I'm talking about one day, I'm going to the market. There are a lot of vegetables are there. So I buy vegetable. But end of the day, I have to make this curry. So I like the Bengali curry and you like the Assamiya curry. Totally different, spice is different. So data is there, ingredients is there. Whatever the ingredients you will get from Assam and same ingredient is available in West Bengal also and Delhi also. But depends upon who are the decision makers, what we are to have. So here question is, data is there. So you have to take data, you have to store in such a way and you have to clean in your own way. That can be used for this disaster management. Then once data is there, cleaning all these processes, then you will analyze, okay, which are the more dense, which are less dense, which are the more population, the less population. I'm giving just only one. Let's say you are talking about the religions. This particular zone is believed to that religion, this area, districts is belong to the another religions. So don't take only one example. I'm giving just for your religions. It can be the linguistic data, it could be some other data, whatever maybe. So this is the data, it is not related to your disaster management. It is the day-to-day life people are doing. Census people are doing, some other agencies are doing, that some NGOs are doing, all these things people are doing. But when their data will link together, I'll tell in the later subsequent part how data can be linked, because you have the tabular data, that is called non-spatial data, you have the spatial data, you have the map data. How to link together, then I'll tell you how to do it later. So now question is, in geospatial technology, we need the data. Data means it could be the map, old topograph, toposits. Somebody has taken this some aerial photographs. Somebody has taken from the satellite imagery. Somebody used from the UAV, unmanned aerial vehicles. Somebody different kind of things are there available. So now I was going to, this is the only one example I'm giving. It is, I am not from the government department, but I am telling how this the hierarchy is there, because NDMA is there, then NEC states, then local levels. These things are divided in this. I have taken from this government website. So that structure is like this. End of the day, the government of India will do for the people of India. We are doing the micro levels, but as you, then finally you have to do as a country as a whole. Whenever any kind of incidents taking place, it could be in the West Bengal, it could be the Odisha, it could be the Andhra, or it could be the northeastern parts, wherever it is. Any kind of problems, any kind of disaster is there. So you have to do for country as a whole. There is a machinery control from the centers that disseminate these things to the state has disseminated to the district has disseminated to the lower level unit. So that data can be taking the different kind of things. The mechanism is different whenever they required. So we can change the mechanisms. There is a way out. We have to find it out. Finally, you have to do the disaster free. Free in the sense you cannot stop the disaster, but you can stop the destructions, whatever the casualties, let's say, that you can save from this particular diagram. That's why this diagram has made in such a way we can save some lives. Into the means end of the day, whatever happened. After that, we can save this some lives without anything. Means our human life is precious than anything. Now coming down to GIS. Earlier I talked. Now I'm giving the pictorial things. One side you have seen the map, no? The Indian map. That is G I am given. Another is a non-special data, means somebody is, my friend is working in the survey department, he has the number ID, one district, let's say Guwahati, Kamrup districts, another is, let's say Bangaigaon districts or something, Gwalpada district, X number of districts, name of the districts, location, then square meter, square kilometer, and like total population, male population, female population, all these things.
Excuse me, Patra sir. Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry for interruption. Just for 2 or 3 minutes, I request you to stop your deliberation because our chief guest has joined just now from Nigeria. So he is in a very busy schedule. So I just want to give him a few minutes to deliver his speech. If you don't mind, please.
No, I am just giving.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I am proud and honored to have the magnanimous presence of Dr. Balogun Mohsen Adekunle sir from Nigeria as the chief guest in this virtual platform, carrying a stupendous experiences in education and research, interpreting his intrinsic knowledge through publishing by several numbers of books in his credit, and several numbers of articles in journals and books. Sir has also presented more than 30 numbers of papers in national seminar and 41 in international conferences and many more. He has shared many committee and associations. His coveted glory seems to be never ending as we bask on yesteryear's achievements in bagging the 5 national and international awards. Balogun sir did his PhD from University of Birmingham, United Kingdom, and presently working as principal lecturer at Adeniran Ogunasya College of Education, Lagos, State of Nigeria. Respected participants and resource persons and all the dignitaries present in this virtual platform. Now I request, though I have invited our Mohsen Adekunle sir as to inaugurate the session, but we have already started. I request now Dr. Mohsen Adekunle sir to give a brief speech. May I request Dr. Balogun Musin Adekunle, sir, from Nigeria. Please, over to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I'm very glad to join this your conference, and I'm very honored for giving me the invitation to give an inaugural address. My name is Dr. Moksen Balogun Adekunle, a principal lecturer, almost a chief lecturer at Adinino College of Arts. You have heard from the profile. I just want to call our attention to the importance of remote sensing without wasting much of our time. Remote sensing can be viewed as the acquisition of information about an object or phenomena without necessarily having a physical contact with the object. It's like on-site observation, and it usually occurs on the earth. Remote sensing is a science of obtaining information, as the previous speaker said, about objects or areas from a distance, typically from aircraft or satellites. Remote sensing can be applied in different fields of knowledge, different fields of endeavor, such as hydrology, ecology, meteorology, oceanography, glaciology, geology, and also remote sensing is also used in military, in intelligence, in commercial activities, planning, humanitarian. So in other words, remote sensing is the use of satellites or aircraft based on sensor technologies in order to detect and classify objects on Earth. Then let's look at what is disaster. As we all know, literally, disaster is an unexpected, natural, man-made catastrophe, but it has a substantial impact or damage or destruction. And sometimes there is a loss of life, a loss of property, permanent change to the natural environment. So in other words, there is a difference between disaster and hazard. Hazard happens in where people do not live, but disaster happens where we have populated areas, where people are living, and it causes damage, it causes destruction, it causes a catastrophe, decimation, and so on and so forth. There are different, different type of disaster. We have natural disaster, we have human-made disaster, we have human-induced. So as the word goes, natural disaster are events which are caused purely by natural phenomena that one may not be able to prevent or to not to happen, like the earthquake, like volcanic eruption, like hurricanes. Whereas human-made are disasters that are caused by human activities, like pollution, industrial chemical accidents, major armed conflict, nuclear accidents, oil spills. So that one is human-made. It's caused by activities and impact of human on the earth. And so it induces a disaster. Human-induced disaster are natural disasters that are aggravated by human influence. So from the foregoing, as I said, you see that disasters are inevitable. It's going to happen. It is indispensable in our society. Hence, we must try as much as possible. The essence of this, disaster management and remote sensing is that we should try as much as possible, despite the fact that disaster will happen. We should try as much as to reduce the influence, to reduce the impact, which we must act promptly in order to rescue victims and save life. Most of the time, we are not ready to take responsibility and we ignore to take action. So there are phases of managing a disaster. We have disaster prevention, disaster preparedness, and after the occurrence of disaster, we have disaster relief, we have rehabilitation and reconstruction. So the last my speech now is, what are the implications of remote sensing in managing disaster? What are the implications? Why do we need to have a training or a knowledge or education in remote sensing? Remote sensing actually will supply us with important information that we need so that before event occurs or after it has happened, there will be a spatial data with geographical components such as maps, aerial photos, satellite imagery, which can be useful in effective management of disaster. And this is the usefulness of data sensing. Another one, remote sensing data, is that such as satellite images and area photo will allow us to map areas that are vulnerable, areas that are inclined or has the propensity of such as vegetation, water, geology, both in space and time. This will give synoptic overview and provide us useful environmental information for a wide range of scales, so that disasters such as flood, drought, cyclones, volcanic eruption will have certain precursors. And the satellite remote sensing can also detect the early stages of this event as anomalies. And that's what we use in plane and so on and so forth. So when a disaster occurs, the speed of information collection from air, space, bomb plan, the possibility of information dissemination with a machine sweetener will make it possible to monitor the occurrence of the disaster. It will also allow monitoring the event during the time of occurrence. We'll be able to monitor the event so that forces will go into full swing. So, and the advantage of remote sensing is that the position of satellite will make it difficult for us to think, to plan, to strategize operationally in order to monitor the event. Remote sensing is also used to map new situations and update the data basis used for the reconstruction of an area, and it can help to prevent disaster from occurring again. The last but not the least is that remote sensing can also assist in assessing destruction, in assessing damage, aftermath of the event, in order to monitor and to provide quantitative base for relief operation. And also, it can also aid in preventing the occurrence of disaster. I think this is the few summary that I have for the importance of remote sensing, disaster management, and also the implication or the benefit of having remote sensing. I think with the few words I've said, I think I've been able to make a little contribution to your program, and I thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Balogun, sir, from Nigeria, for your thought-provoking deliberation. In spite of your busy schedule, you have given us an time, and you accepted our invitation and sharing your experiences and wisdom, and you enlighten us with your deliberation within a short time. Thank you once again. On behalf of our organizing committee, I appreciate and grateful to you for sharing your wisdom. And I hope we will meet again in another future discourses. And I also request you, if your time permits, please be with us till the end of the webinar. Thank you once again, sir. Now I request Apares Patra sir, please continue a session. I apologize to Apares Patra sir for interruption. Patra sir, please continue.
Yes, I'm continuing.
Thank you.
My system is a little bit slow, that's why. Okay. So I was talking about the special data and non-special data. Special data is nothing but the space. Whenever you go, you put your cursor, it will give the lateral law. Either is a north or south, wherever you. But whenever the non-special data, you do not have anything, only the ID, a name, all these things, it is totally different kind of thing. So whenever you put together, means special data and non-special data, they have to marry each other. How? Because whenever you are talking ID and you are making some districts, let's say 1A belong to one districts. If you link together, then it will talk together. The linking between the special and non-specials is called GIS. Let's say I'm raw example I'm giving. A is the Guwahati city, and in the map you know where is the location of Guwahati. Then particular location there is a one ID is there. That ID and this particular ID in the tabular means let's say it is in Excel. If you link together, there is a connection. Only you have to configure. This ID belong to this ID. Both are same. If you're linking, then it is the GIS. Raw language, the special data and non-special data marrying together, it becomes the GIS, Geographical Information Systems. So for geographical information systems, just I'm giving whoever the geographers, they knew all these things, but still I'm giving little bit few glimpse. There is a coordinate system. Coordinate system, nothing but the backbone of this globe. Means globe in the sense whenever we are talking something GIS, we are all kind of things. Whenever we are making any kind of reticles or something in the 2D, that say 2D data you have to converging in the 3D in the computer, because Earth is a 3D, and whenever you are making that 3D into the computer, the coordinate system is required only for those whenever you are seeing from 3D to 2D or 3D to vice versa, 3D to 2D, then you need the coordinate systems. So they just geodetic data just I'm not giving because everybody knows all this thing, because you are from, most of you are from geography. So we are taking this layer of 3, actually this is the green one. It was the actual, the surface of the earth. But in the red one, that one, the average you are taking, that is the WGS84, because whenever you are taking, so you have to take in the one base kind of things. That WGS84, it may be the good for the USA, but it is not good for the Indian subcontinent. That is different. But whenever you are talking this coordinate system as a UTM, Universal Transfer Marketers, UTM projections, so then you have to use the WGS84. So another is the geodetic data, which also another important parameter to making the GIS. Then projection systems, I told that there varieties of projections are there, but for us, means whenever you are making the opposites in India or adjacent country like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, we are doing the polyconic projections. The polyconics, one standard parallel or two standard parallel, LCC. Means two standard parallel, everybody, because it is little bit different. That's why I'm just giving you, just by name I'm talking you. LCC is nothing but the two standard parallel. And during my study, I never seen any opposite LCC, two standard parallel, because it is not for civilian, it is for the defense purpose. Because the accuracy distance between one place to another place is accurate. But whenever the one standard mean polyconic projections, we people are using today's date, wherever you go to the Survey of India, they are giving all kind of map for civil purpose. Means we are civilian, even the researcher, they can use it. But two standard parallel LCC projection, we cannot use until unless you are approved from the Indian Defense, MOD, Ministry of Defense. So I have seen that whenever I work with the defense, then I came to know that what is the means that opposite. And that opposite, I'm telling you the difference is, the many people have not seen what is the difference between two opposites. LCC opposite means different series maps, particularly the opposites are, they are giving, one example I'm giving, the carrying capacity. Let's say one bridge is there, that bridge, how much means load they can carry. Either it can go for the tank, A vehicle, B vehicle, C vehicle. I'm not telling the name because you in defense usually they used to use for A vehicle, B vehicle. Basically, tank is a variety of tanks. Okay, so that tank can cross that particular, carry that load, and it is the ammunitions equipped with the ammunition that can carry, and that bridge can take that capacity, means that load or not. It is written in the two standard parallel kind of opposite. It is for defense series, so you will not find. So there is a many more things are there in the defense series map. Just for giving information, I am telling this is the information is required. But as for GIS is concerned, if you are not geographers, you know the name of the particular projection. From the drop-down menu, you have to select that things and choose that things for your requirement. Only tick, select. You have to know the name and select. That will done. For that, you no need to be a cartographer, or no need to be a very much geographer. All these things you have to know the name only, because software is the, because layman can use the software. That's why they have used the software. Otherwise, everybody can sit together and drawing the cartography. Now coming the vector map. Vector map is, what is vector map? Whenever, because when I used to give this lecture in Don't Take Otherwise, the many people's, particularly women, they are using lipsticks. So in my language, lipsticks is the vector data, because your main data is there, topocity is there. From the top of the topocity, you are drawing some lines. My lips are there. I am drawing some colorful lipsticks using to distinguish one color to another. One may be the road, another may be the river. The color is different using different lipsticks. So that lipstick color is called, I'm giving the, don't take otherwise, that's why I'm telling you, just for giving example. That layer is called vector layer. Vector layer is nothing, the layer we are drawing top of the maps or topocity, it's called vectors. That having the different type of colors, because in geographers, they knows green means what, red means what, yellow means what, they knows the what is the colors. Okay, so that's why the top vectors is nothing but the layer of these colors. And how it creates? It is created by the, there are certain parameters. Parameters means there is a trigonometry, you know, the point, lines, and polygon. The three features is required. Point means whenever you want to put any kind of location, then you need the point features. Line is nothing but the, if you put continuous point linked together, it is the line. And line is straight line. And polygon is nothing but whenever the line mixed together, means starting point and end point mixed together, it is called polygon. It could be the open polygon if it is not linked. Traverse is not closed, it is the open polygon. Otherwise, it is a closed polygon. The polygon is nothing but when the line, let's say it starts from A point to B point, and A and B point, if you are meeting together, then it will be the, then it could be the any shape. It's called polygon. And text, why you are using text? Text means for our knowledge you are giving. Let's say I am putting one the Guwahati city. So I mapped in map. I have drawing all these things I have done, but I have to distinguish that this is the Guwahati city, this is the Khanapara or something, or I have to write it down. So that's why you are using text. An attribute is nothing but whenever you are writing kind of any kind of data, you are making any kind of data. Let's say I am doing the river. So every river having the different name. There are many rivers. In it opposite, maybe the 10 rivers are there. So 10 rivers have the different name. So that's why you are giving the attributes. Attributes in the sense, it could be the name attributes or the width, means whoever the geography, they know the first level river, second level, third level levels, everybody knows. So you can put the attribute kind of things. So it could be the city, it is the A class city, B class city, C class city. Then or it is kind of the road, the kacha road, pakka road, metal road, you can give the different kind of different distinguish. So you have to give the attributes to distinguish from one road to another road. That's why that standard protocol is using for the GIS. This is the vector data. What is raster? Raster is basically remote sensing. Remote sensing means, what is remote sensing? Some data I am connecting from the distance. It is not. I am not going to the field. I am taking from the some distance. Distance means it could be the satellite imagery, it could be the balloon, it could be the airplane or something. I am taking the data from the distance. That's why it is the remote sensing. From the distance, I am taking the information. That's why it is called remote sensing. How it works? Let's say my satellite is here. Then sun is there, sun ray is there, one satellite is here. So from satellite to here sending the just ray is coming and it's going back. So once it is coming and going back, it is given the different kind of signature. Energy source of elements and A I have given, no, that is it is come the suns. But whenever I am putting satellite having sending the ray, and every whatever is there in the surface of the earth, everybody having their giving the different kind of signature. Signature in the sense, signature is nothing but the reflections. Reflectance in the sense whenever ray is coming, every object having the different kind of reflections capacity. So that reflections going back to the satellite and store in the sensor. Every sensor having the sensor is taking the all the reflectance and store the data there itself. Then whenever that data is to download the ground stations and input in the computer, then you will see the different kind of image. Then I am giving the one kind of electromagnetic spectrum. Details I will come to the subsequent slide how to work. So this is the spectrum you are using. Then there is a spectrum. Then we are talking about the resolution. Resolution is nothing but the pixel values. Spatial resolution means one pixel value. If you see your picture, let's say many people are using in the computer. You have the one photograph, your photographs. You just zoom in means it will the picture will be a little bit bigger. Then finally you will see the rectangle box. The box, one box is called the pixel size. And the pixel size having the value, that is called DN, digital number we talk. The spatial resolution is nothing but the one pixel values, means height or width, both are same because it is a rectangular. That is called spatial resolution. So whenever you are taking any photographs, you will go to the your computer and just zoom in. The picture will be pixelite. That one pixel size is called the spatial resolution. Then they having the spectral resolution, temporal resolution, radiometric resolutions. Because sometimes the radiometric, I am not going to the detail because sometimes your image it is little bit darker, then you have to little bit contrast change. You change your contrast little bit brighter. All these things are there in this remote sensing techniques are there. Whenever you know, means open your computer, you will come to know. So I'm not going to details with the what is this resolutions. I'm this varieties of resolutions. I'm telling the resolution is the part of one of the raster maps. So then you see the pixel height is the small pixel is called the one resolution. That's a spatial resolutions. And it could be the 1 meter, some the 5 meter, 30 meters, earlier it is 30 meter. Today's then many satellite image, it is coming the 0.3, 30 centimeters. Okay. Now it is coming. Earlier I was talking about the data, no? You see data, why it is data is required? Because you are doing the natural disaster management you are doing. But you have to know this particular area, how many people are there, political affairs, social conflict, economic, energy, water. Why I am talking about? Because earlier speaker, few minutes back, he was telling, when disaster comes, what you need to do? You have to register yourself. Yes, of course, we can save the human life. That is one sense. But not only lives, you have to save other things. Let's say you are doing cultivating, and can you cultivate these things? You can save that one, or we can measure. Let's say you are cultivating agriculture, land is there that is spoiled. So what is the quantum of area? Quantify how much agricultural land destructed due to the disaster. how many people should be relocated for that particular area to another area. So you need the population data, you need the energy, water, let's say drinking water. Why drinking water? You have to know the drinking water. Let's say people will move from one place to another place, and you are staying in the coastal districts. Wherever in the coastal water means water body you will come, it will come the saline water. So you cannot use that water. So for those, you have to know what is the alternative source of water. Then natural resource, all these things, data, you have to have all kind of data. Then you have to know let's say you want to give some kind of reliefs. Then you have to know the habitations. Habitation either is a pakka house, either kacha house, or what is the. So if you have that kind of data is there with you, then you can use after the disaster is over, then you can use it for analysis, quantifications. You have to give some kind of reliefs. How do I quantify? So these kind of data, it is not immediately it will take when the disaster occurs. It is not like this. And today cyclone came, so I have to data I will collect today. No, it is the process every year. Every frequent means one is the frequency is there, means how to collect. The government mechanism is there. Everything is they collecting. They're collecting. The particular concerned department, they are collecting data. For what? Whenever it is coming, then that data can be used for this post-analysis kind of things. Let's say you are giving some kind of release kind of things. How much money you have to estimate. So that kind of things you have to need all kind of data. So first thing is data. Data means information. Once it is information which is there you are locating in the map, then you will get the knowledge. Knowledge is nothing. All the maps you put the series of maps, then you will understand with the knowledge. You will get the knowledge, understand. So you have to go that way. First information, the data. Then gradually you understand the entire area, how you have to use that particular data to understanding point of things. Similar kind of the government are taking, because all the government organizations, they are taking all kind of data. Somewhere the health data is there, energy data is there, agriculture land use there, environmental social, the transportation data is, all data is collected by the varieties of government organizations, because they are meant for that particular things. Whenever that requires, we can ask that particular government to ask the data, they will share with you. Interestingly, I am coming with you. Earlier, what is happening? Earlier, let's say we are in let's say I am in the geography department, one teacher having one data, another teacher having the different data, we never share because it is my data, I will not share with you. But what is happening? The next people will go the same data. Let's say today I am working in the Majuli Island. I send my people, student, research scholar who go and find some, collect them data. Then I keep inside, it will not share by anyone. Next batch will come, they will go again, they will do the same kind of similar kind of work. You are repeatedly doing by the other peoples and you are spending a lot of time and money. So now the situation has come, the data has to be centralized. Centralized in the sense, I have collect data, it will be centralized, you can use it, but you have to pay money. Because my department has taken, let's say I am the land use department, I collected the data, I prepared something. I have the data. You need that money for revenue collection. So revenue department is asking, you give me the land data. Okay, I can give you, not only the area I will give you. Data will be the centralized depository, database. Nobody can steal it, but they can share in such a way, they can get the only area, and based on that one, they will get some kind of remuneration to other government, and definitely they will work for the revenue generation. So that's why it is kind of one kind of interoperability kind of things. And today's date, I am happy these other departments, they are coming together, because today's date we are doing in the disaster management, not for the geography, many other departments, they are not directly related to disaster, but they are together and having this webinar. Directly or indirectly, whenever a particular department will work and that department will indirectly help, or they will be the systems to develop that kind of resistance, that kind of database where geography department can be enrich their database. So now this today's situation is totally different. Earlier situation is, no, I will keep everything in my own, nobody can take it. Today's date is the centralized kind of database. This is the concern all central government they are doing, and GIS also doing the same kind of things. Earlier it is the desktop GIS. Today's date we are using the enterprise GIS. I'll tell what is enterprise, what is the desktop GIS. Similar kind of things. Geospatial technology you are doing, they having the managing data, analyzing, visualizing. Let's say example I am giving you. Data collection I am taking from the ground. Then satellite imagery it is taking. This satellite imagery, they are collecting the satellite or UAV or other things, they are collecting the image. Then all the data we are storing the database. Then after that store, that data can be analyzed, that can be visualized. Then according to visualization, so we can making the designs and decision making. So whenever you are taking the data, end of the day, data is nothing, but data will give you some side of knowledge. And finally, you will, based on that data, you will enjoy, you will maintain this. To complete this kind of data you can collect in the ground level. There is a satellite, you can get all this kind of data, you can use it. Today's date mobile also you can use this mobile data. Just a moment. Through mobile you can use it. Okay, now people are very smart, all centralized. Okay, no, sorry. The smart government is coming because all kind of data they are using. Today's dates you are using the mobile technology. All departments are using. Then how the GIS is changing. The measurement, you see, from we are taking from the related data, we are taking measurement, then some data, other data, then computing. Nowadays it is coming the big data kind of thing. Big data is nothing but today's date we are keeping all kind of data in the one centralized data server. And the data having the algorithm, based on the algorithm, earlier people what is doing, you have to do analyze one by one. One districts I analyze, then another district I analyze. Nowadays it is not like that. What is we are doing? We are making one kind of algorithm. Wherever it occurs, automatically it will collect that information and in display to your monitors. So this is the instrument we are talking about, capturing data. There is the capture, how to you do the satellite, then there is a GPS, then different kind of instrument you are taking the capturing. Data to process is nothing but using the GIS. Sharing means you are giving, because I am keeping data here, but I am sharing with you. You can display, you can use it. If I'll give the permission, then you can use it, you can own it. But most of the times it can be the user management, administrative management. And finally it will be delivered. Now coming, how we are using this radar data. Radar data, you know, whenever the weather forecasting doing, they are doing through radar. Because every time they are seeing this, if something is happening in this oceans, the radar will automatically tell the how many kilometers away from the coast and what is the velocity. All these things we are taking from this here, and that this is time and date stamp. I mean, real count you will get this information, and that information through televisions or other communication medium, it will come to the citizens of India or globe, wherever the people they will come to know where this is the situation. Because the one kind of situation awareness through the radar. Now coming the raster data, how GIS can use. Earlier we were using this digital camera. We are putting one camera in the aeroplane. Let's say I want to do some kind of recce in the sense 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, that I have to do because it is inaccessible. My data is not there. Satellite imagery comes in the after 15 days or 10 days, but I need it the day after or something. Or sometimes satellite imagery, it will not possible because it's the cloud cover. The data is not available. So I have to send these particular aeroplanes because a particular height, you can fix it height and you can put this the line and path. It will go and collect the data. It can be used. So photographing, if you will take these photographs, it will come like this. So it is very easy. Easy in the sense, it is a very high resolution. The height of the building, what the structure, everything, it will come real time, and with the geo-coordinated. Geo-coordinated means earlier it was geo-coordinate was not there, lat long is not there. Nowadays, wherever you are getting taking any kind of plane in the sense aeroplanes or something, or the aerial vehicles, whatever you are sending, it will automatically go and collect the information with the geo-coordinated. User no need to do any kind of things, automatically it is geo-coordinated. Now satellite imagery. Satellite imagery is the most rapidly using as a globe, because today's date, whatever it came from the satellite imagery. Earlier it is the 30-meter resolution, then 20 meter, and then this resolution today's date is the 0.5 meter resolutions, sometimes 1 meter resolutions. In today's date, because any pixels, like if I am standing even in the outside, I am talking with my friend, the satellite can capture that particular, yes, I am standing outside. So that much resolution, because your resolution is only 0.33 centimeter. It is not available in India because the government is not allowing to give that much accuracy, but at least 0.5 meters resolutions, 0.50 centimeters resolution, you will get this image. So you will get all details the structure of the earth you will get from this satellite image. Now the later data is nothing, but sometimes you will not, the satellite data is not working. There is inaccessible, there is, let's say, a lot of the cloud covers, or maybe there is a lot of vegetations. So you have to know the later data. So if you have the later data, you can get this XYZ, using it, you can use it. That is one kind of remote sensing techniques. So this is the output. Output is nothing, this is only the point features you are collecting. So from there, what is happening in the vegetable is there, but you are getting from the ground of the means that vegetations, and the top, everything you will get, height, of area of occupations, everything you will get through the later data. So many times satellite data you cannot use because of this, the vegetation covers or cloud cover something, where the later data it can use. You can use this kind of the exact how the data is looking like, everything you will get the image from this later data. So that is the output, one kind of output I am showing you. Then SAR data. This is another technology you are using, because again it is the cost effective. Today's date, synthetic aperture radar, wherever the accessible is not there, so you can use this data, you can use any kind of informations, only you have to take this MOD permission, you will get the data. Then UAV. UAV basically, because in the civilian we don't use, but many of the organizations, particularly many times I have used, because whenever we used to work for the defense organization, let's say across the border, many activities happening there. So I have the small UAV. So for one hour or 2 hours, I just have the battery operating module is there. I'll send, it will take the photographs from the enemy territory, and whatever the activity is going on, it is captured and delivered to you. So basically defense people, they are using, it is not for the civilian. But today's date, there is another drone organizations, they are talking about the MOD. So they are also getting the drone. This is different kind of things. They having the based on the weight or something. Let's say this drone, why you are using? Because many times this area or landslide or something, or what happened, it is inaccessible. It is very difficult to go there, or the temperature is very low. It is very difficult to go that side. So that time we can use this battery modules. We have the modules. So we can use that particular drone, it automatically go and take these photographs from there, and it will come back to you. Now what will get? All the information, either is a satellite imagery, or there is a photographs, or later data, all these things. What will get? We are getting the two types of information. Two types of information is digital elevation model. Elevation model is nothing but, because whenever you are going a particular terrain, you have to know the terrain. Terrain is the same in the high top of the means earth surface. No, whenever you are going to the village or some particular hilly area or something, you have to know the terrain. How much height from the sea level, means sea level, what is the height from there? And what is the terrain? That is called terrain. Terrain is nothing but the 3-dimensional picture of particular real ground. And it is the elevation data. XY is nothing but we are getting latitude and longitude. And this is basically the height data. That height data we are calculating from the ground mean sea levels. Mean sea levels is we are taking that WG84 Kalyanpur, and our particular data we are compared to the mean sea levels. So this height we are calculating through satellite image. The satellite image, what we have to do, there is a technology. That technology that will give this height of a particular building structure. Let's say I'm telling one monumental building. Let's say example I'm giving you South Block or Parliament House. If somebody want to know some kind of planning, what is the height of the building, how it looks like. So you can go for the photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is nothing but whenever you are taking the photographs, at least 30% overlap. And both the camera will be the same camera. If you take the photographs, overlapping is there. There is a ground controlling point will be there. From that controlling point, we can measure the height of the building. Earlier, geographer used to go to the theodolite or some kind of things. People used to go and do it. But it is very difficult, means you can get only 1 point for theodolite. But if you want to get the entire area building, height of this particular building or some structure, then you go for this digital elevation model using photogrammetry. And there I am giving you the two pictures. One is a surface model, one is the terrain model. Surface is the exactly bare earth, is the surface model. Terrain is the nothing but whenever the building is covering the red line, you are looking at the red, that top of this red color I have mentioned. That is the surface. It is not terrain. Surface is terrain plus building height, let's say, or tree heights, or any structural heights. Heights means whatever that, maybe 20 meter, 10 meter, 5 meter, whatever the structure is there. So that is included. That's why this is called surface model. A terrain model is the without structure. Either it's a man-made structure or a natural structure, whatever the structure. That structure without they call the terrain. So from terrain surface, you deduct this terrain, then you will get the height of the building. So that is the technology you are using today to analyze the remote sensing. Then why you are using satellite imagery for disaster management? Let's say this picture shows that the 2 points of times. One is before and after. We have taken the high resolution imageries. It is taken place before the earthquake and after the earthquake. People take these imageries from before and after. You have the two sets of database with you, because earlier data you have taken maybe the 2 days before, and earthquake happened in this morning, and after that in the maybe afternoon I have taken from there another image. So you will see the changes. What is the changes taking place over the period of time? Yesterday it was there, today in the morning it has happened, and now the situation is like this. So these kind of temporal changes taking place over the period of time is called change detection. So that change detection can be detected through satellite images. Now we are talking about the two satellite same change detection. I'm talking about the one is 1995 March, another is the 1995 October. You see there is a changes. This particular structure has been increased because this time maybe the water logging is because it is the dry season, it is the rainy season. That's why the area is much more bigger than. So rainy seasons and drought season, particularly summer seasons, you can change what is the changes taking place. You can calculate from this remote sensing technology. And this is another forest fire. Before I have seen this as no forest fire, but after that it is the forest fire. So we can detect from this technology what is the fire taking place over the period of time. So if you take the extract from the data, you will get the what is the area already under fire. Then drought area. So two sets of data, similar kind of data, two different times. There is no drought. The next is the drought. So that kind of changed detection you can use, you can detect from the satellite imagery. Now, end of the day, what I'll do? We are collecting all kind of data. There is a mobile data, there is a GIS data, there is a CAD data, there are all kind of data you are using, high-end data. Ultimately, this data you have to fuse together. Why you are fusing? Because everybody data is collected for different times, different purpose. But all the data, if we fuse together, how will fuse? Time and date. Time and date, time and space. All geographer they knows because everybody knows the time and space. Everybody you written. Time means let's say Monday. Space means a particular Guwahati city. Let's say example. The people, city is the space. Time means it could be the different times. And space is Guwahati city. And different people have taken the different data. So if you take this data in the historical analysis, then you will get the knowledge of particular information. If you want to know how the Guwahati city has been expanded last 20 years, so I have the 20 years memory. I have taken the photographs from the last 20 years back, their data, and today's date, what are the images have been taken place over the period of time. It will change taking place together. You will see the changes, that changes is clapped together is called geospatial fusion. Fusion means here, fusion another word we are doing. The same area, different image you are fusing together. Then you will get the superimposed one kind of image you are getting. That is called geospatial fusion. And finally, end of the day, you are sitting together. You have the all kind of information is there. You have the geospatial indicator is there. Then all natural disaster management, home, health, file, all this data is there before of you. You are sitting in the any remote place. It could be the Delhi, it could be the foreign country, wherever is there. If you are in the internet, data will come through the browser. All the informations, no need to go physically. Through browser, it will go and see and analyze on the online. That is the beauty of the GIS. So if somebody is sitting in the Delhi, the head of the disaster management, NDMA, and he used to go and brief to the Prime Minister of India. He's sitting all the information, the collaborating in the different place, every state, every district, every village, whatever is the information, down level, what is the data dissemination factor is there. That data is collecting and disseminate through their pipeline. Pipeline is nothing but the internet. And technology you are using GIS and disseminating to the top. So it could be two way, because I am the disaster management, means I am the person, means let's say PM want to do some kind of relief or some kind of recursion parameters, or you want to do some kind of futuristic planning. You have all kind of information in his fingerprints. Just tip of the mouse, you can get all the informations, and you can disseminate the same things. Who is the budget, or whenever is the any kind of planning, or whoever is the people are guiding to the PM or PM house, they will do this kind of things. So end of the day, we are talking geospatial technology is the one of the parameter, one of the mechanisms that can give all the data taking from the remote places, and it will give to you for future planning. So with few words, it is concluded. Now is the question and answer. If you want any kind of questions, so I'm open.
Kolita. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Thanks, Dr. Patro, for your valuable and informative lecture. We have learned a lot from your presentation. Though basically the subject has been related to geography, but others, I hope that they are also benefited from your lecture. Actually, within a short period of time, it cannot be completed. The subject is very vast. That is remote sensing, GIS, GPS, all are concerned. And so, in our next coming days or coming years, we shall try to bring you back again with such topic. Today, I'm very happy that in spite your busy schedule, you have given us your valuable time and enlighten us with your thought-provoking lecture. So many thanks to you. And just I want to mention one thing is that you have actually cited in your presentation from the very local example to the global arena. So I think that the participants, they could understand what is remote sensing, how it has been helping in disaster management, what is disaster. So there is a good relationship between remote sensing and disaster management and the database. The main aspect of this remote sensing technology is database. Actually, the remote sensing, that is the technique through which we can gather information without going into direct contact with the object. That has been done by the satellite with the sophisticated cameras. So thanks again, Operas Patro. Now the question and answer session. Now I'd like to offer microphone to John Tokolita to see the questions whatever coming in the chat box and to forward it to Dr. Patro. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Kolita. Till now, I have not seen any questions in the chat box. I also request all the participants to put their questions in the chat box, or if you raise your hand, we can allow you to unmute yourself so that you can put your questions directly. Yes, Ornab Setia, one participant is raising his her hand, so allow. Yes, Jugami Brahma.
You can ask directly, no problem. You can just, we can discuss here. Please unmute.
Yes, sir. Just I have just picked up one questions from the chat box asked by Midupabon Dole. I would like to put forward to you this question: how India is equipped with remote sensing technologies in managing disaster like pandemic?
Okay, that I have shown one figure, no, because that figure is I remember because that maybe that 10 years back, okay, because I was doing one respond to the one RFP. I don't know whether how many people will know the RFP, request for proposal, okay. So government is giving the tender. So I is responding on behalf of one organizations. So that time, what is there? They are collaborating all kind of things. All kind of things means the disaster management, NDMS there in the Delhi. That is the nodal agency. And that nodal agency having the state level, all the offices is there. Means let's say in Guwahati, you will go to a secretariat's office, Khanapada, there you will get this here. Then there is a dedicated in the Khanapada itself, means no, that is not Khanapada. Secretariat is close to Khanapada. I don't remember exactly. Means secretariat's office in inside. Okay, there is a one department, disaster management department is there. So what they are doing entire Assam as a whole. They are taking care of that, and every district having their own centers. Because I many people, last time I visited in during November or December. Each districts having one on the officer, they are working under the DM, district magistrates. So the data is collecting their local level, and that local level, whatever the district level, they are collecting the data. The data disseminated to the state level again disseminate to data to central level. So it is entire India is connected like this, and it is working today's date. And whoever is working side by side, all the state remote sensing agency, SAC. Again, it is there in the maybe 6 mile up to somebody is, I don't remember the name of the person last time I met, some Borua or something, Dr. Borua. So every state have, I mean, the NSEC is there in the from Silam. So all the states having their own agencies. They are working closely with these things. They are analyzing all this information and sending to the center. And it is the both way. It is something is coming from the top and something is going from the bottom to up. So it is the two way it is working. So India is highly equipped, not today, last 10 years before. It is already started this work.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. There is another question asked by Dr. Pradeep Desai. He asked, how remote sensing would actually help in case of earthquake of magnitude 7?
You see, I am not expert in the earthquake, all these things, though I know this because basically I work for this defense and paramilitaries and modernization of police kind of things. Okay, so I'll ask to. But earthquake, what is there? You see, nothing is there. No instrument is there. You can go and predict this earthquake. Earthquake prediction is there. Who are the seismologists? They are predicting. But what geospatial technology can help? Geospatial technology can help you to predict. Means after seismic eruptions or seismic event, means whenever the earthquake taking place. So post earthquake, they can take this measurement. Measurement in the sense that kind of relief or something, they have to move something or land, then they're likely to know the rock structure, all these things people are using. Because I am not from that discipline, that's why I cannot give these details to you. But as much I can tell you, once any kind of earthquake is taking place, either in any parts of the country, disaster management rapid force is there, they're automatic within no time. Within 5 hours or 3 hours, they can reach this local person. There is the rescue team is there. All are connected, interconnected, and doing all kind of things. Rehabilitation is there, food is there. Then taking the people to the nearest hospital. All kind of systematic way they are. People are working together. Next, anything.
Dr. Kolita, if you see any questions in the chat box, please put forward to our resource person.
No question in the chat box. Hello, Kolita.
Yes.
Hello. I have not seen any question here.
If there are any questions in the YouTube.
Kolita, if there is
Yes.
no question, then move for the next part. Okay.
Just I'm telling, just I'll take 2 minutes.
Okay.
Though I am from geography, I know the geography very well. But today's date we are working with the linguistic department in IIT Guwahati and computer science.
If there is no question, then move for the next
Any, shall I continue or you are? Hello.
Okay. Okay. Go on, Petro. Okay.
You see, today's date, what GIS is doing, I am telling you, we are doing the open source data analysis. How open source data is analyzing? Let's say.
Can you hear me, sir?
Audible?
Okay.
Okay. How we are doing today? GIS.
Yes,
How
sir.
it is?
There is another question. Yes, yes. Just I have seen one question in YouTube that is asked by Hanif Iqbal. How can we use this for location of mobile of near and dear ones, sir?
Okay, that's why I'm okay, because I'm maybe whatever I'm talking to you, maybe the same question is related to that one. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing today's date, because the MOD or MHA, MOD means Ministry of Defense, MHA is Ministry of Home Affairs. They're doing. Let's say somebody is doing some kind of conspiracy against me in Guwahati, and who are the people? So what I'll do, I'll search that information. Okay, somebody want to kill me, or they are making some kind of um, local language. Okay, I don't know the language, or maybe they are using some jargons. I had to give some kind of some khoka to some people because he helped me. So we are doing that kind of information through GIS. How we are doing the location analysis, because every mobiles or every computer is connected to the IP. From that IP, we are tagged geo coordinate all these locations. And first thing is, whatever the open source data, let's say you are using Facebook or Twitter or whoever is, whatever the handling you are doing, you are sending some message to all these things. We can calculate who is the initiator, who sent the message, who is the sent the bulk message to you, and what time, and how many hours per day you are using talking to persons. All these things related to that particular information. Let's say you are talking about some sort of conspiracy, like bomb blast or something, or you are robbery or something. How many people are working, which part of the country, all we can collect from that through GIS. And another thing is language. Whatever we are doing today's date, we are using Nagamis, then Manipuri, and some local dialect in Northeast to understand and to whatever they are talking the local language that can convert to the English or Hindi. Let's say you are doing some kind of conference in your language, in dialect, not language, dialect. So that dialect, what you are doing, you ask the person, then we talk to him for 10 hours, 20 hours or 30 hours. Then that what are the corpus is there, we can store that data in the machine, and from our machine it is feeding the data for another 10 hours. Then automatically we are talking any kind of things, and automatically it can detect, even not as the language. You are giving some kind of, let's say using coca, I have to give the coca means, let's say example, you are giving crore rupees somebody else. So how many times you have used that coca, or for which relation, means that also we can take culminate from this conversation. Today's date open source data intelligence also they are through GIS you are using. So it can be, it is possible, and you are using today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. There is another question. What is the relevance of remote sensing in soil mapping?
So soil mapping, definitely, you see, there are the basic things. All whatever we are doing today's date, this is the hardcore cartographic things. Soil mapping, whenever you are doing any kind of soil mapping, you will get the different kind of signature from soils. Particular dry seasons, you will get the signature. So based on that one, you can do the satellite imageries or aerial photographs, whatever you can do the soil mapping. But it is only for the vast level kind of, there is some sort of error is there, maybe with a 95%, 97% confidence level is there, it can be manageable. But if you are really due to the 100% and close to 99%, so then remote sensing is, you have to do some kind of survey according to, along with this, the remote sensing. So that is possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I have seen many questions in the chat box, but due to time limitations, we are unable to pick up all these questions. Already you have addressed numbers of questions, and So thank you, sir, for your nice deliberation and enlightening speech. As per agenda, I request Mr. Manas Kolita, SOD Department of Economics, Masbat College, to offer vote of thanks. Manas Kolita, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Please, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Jayanta sir, for giving me this opportunity. Good evening, everyone. It's been a very fascinating and very interesting webinar. And I am Manas Kolita, coordinator of this international webinar on remote sensing and its application in disaster management, and also working as an assistant professor of economics in Masbat College. Actually, it gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee for this international webinar to all the dignitaries present through this virtual platform. First of all, I would like to thank the respected principals of colleges, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma sir of Masbat College and Dr. Debabrata Sen sir from Khoirabari College for their kind permission and help to organize this international webinar. And now, my special thanks to our honorable chief guest, Dr. B.M. Adekunle, Assistant Professor, College of Education, Nigeria, for his wonderful thought-provoking speech. Thank you, sir, for your inspirational thoughts. And I also convey my special gratitude to our honorable resource person, Dr. Opores Patra, Senior Manager, Association of Geospatial Industries, New Delhi, for his resourceful and thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your knowledgeable speech and presentation. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Again, to thank my fellow coordinator of this webinar, Dr. Uttam Kolita, head of the Department Geography, Khoirabari College, for his kind cooperation and help. And I also thankful to Mr. Jayanta Kolita, head of the Department Education, Masbat College, for his all kind of help and encouragement to organize this webinar. And take this opportunity to thank Mr. Ornav Setia from Dibrugarh University for his wonderful technical support for this webinar. Thank you, Ornav Setia. And I am also very grateful to the faculty members of both the colleges for their kind support and encouragement for this webinar. And last but not the least, my heartfelt to all the participants of this webinar from all parts of the globe for making this webinar a grand success. You are truly the backbone of this webinar. Thank you all. Once again, I thank one and all present in this webinar. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful. Thank you. Now, I would like to give the microphone to Mr. Jayanta Kolita for further proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manas Kolita, for your nice words and the vote of thanks. Now, as per agenda, I would like to request Dr. Uttam Kolita to proceed for the next part. Uttam Kolita, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Kolita. It is our last part, and most probably 1 or 2 minutes later, our webinar will be concluded. So, at the outset, I would like to convey my heartiest thanks to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma, Principal, Masbat College, and Dr. Debabrata Sen, Principal, Khoirabari College, for their consent and cooperation to organize this international webinar. Thereafter, I would like to convey my thanks to Jayanta Kolita for his prompt support to organize this webinar, and then to Manas Kolita, head of the Department of Economics, for his cooperation and assistance to run this webinar in a nice manner. Then I would like to offer my heartiest thanks to Dr. Opores Patro, He is my friend in Guwahati University when we were students in the Department of Geography during 1997 to 1999. So he has spent a valuable time with us, and we learned a lot from his lecture. So thanks again to him. And again, our inaugurator, though he was belated, actually come to our platform, and Dr. B.M. Adelkunde, Assistant Professor, AU College of Education, Nigeria. He has also very nicely, within a very short period of time, elaborated the theme of this webinar. So thanks to him also. Again, I'd like to thank to all the participants who are sitting in different parts of the world. And lastly, I would like to thank all the well-wishers who are unable to communicate and participate even after their registration to this webinar. Thanks a lot to all. Thank you. Thanks. Again, microphone is to Jayanta Kolita for the last part.
Thank you, Dr. Tom Kolita, for your nice words. Now I request our resource person, Dr. Apores Patra sir. Sir, would you like to put any remarks, concluding remarks regarding this webinar, sir? Please, over to you.
Voice is not audible. Patra, your voice is not audible, most probably.
Oh, sorry, I muted. Okay, thank you so much for this managing committee, means organization committee, because I personally not going by name, but I can see their whatever the nice work. I truly congratulate them for inviting me to this platforms, and the participants who have listened to me carefully and raised their questions, whatever is the level by this. So thank you so much for your coordinations.
Thank you, sir, for your nice words, and thank you once again, all principals of both the colleges and all the organizing members who are doing a lot to grand success of this webinar. And it is our pleasure to host all about 2,500 esteemed participants and dignitaries of this international webinar join across the globe and interact on the topic. So only because of your participation, this webinar become a grand success. Thank you all for your participation and cooperations. And once again, I will thank you all the members, and especially thanks to Mr. Ornav Setia from Dibrugarh University, who have been sincerely controlling the technical side till now. Thank you, Ornav. At last but not least, I would like to offer my sincere thank to Mr. Manas Kolita, coordinator of this webinar, and Dr. Uttam Kolita, convener of this webinar, for your continuous support to make this webinar a grand success. And with this warm words, I officially declare that this webinar, the session is ended. Thank you.
Thanks.